it's not that easy. Like boomers, like I was at a meeting with the Libertarian Party. We were talking about a podcast, and there was some boomer woman, which these boomer women are like the scourge of the earth. My 12-year-old can do a podcast on his phone.
Free the people, free the markets. Decentralize Now. Season 2.
They think it's just easy. They think it's just talking, and that's a podcast. There's so much more that fucking goes into it. It's not that way. It's very difficult.
It is difficult. It's a lot of time. I mean, she's not wrong. Anyone can grab a fucking camera and I'm talking about stuff. Look at me, I'm important.
I wish that video could be recorded. That was hysterical.
But it's hard to do it well. It's hard to do it consistently. It's hard to do it in a fashion that is neat and clean and sounds professional. It takes a lot. But just tonight, just that this recording is off, that I can't. It's a new computer. It's not even the computer I'm going to keep. It's just one I'm using from a friend. It's frustrating. It's frustrating, and to know I'm going to have to go through this at least another 1 or 2 times.
How much is the?
At least we got the content. At least we got the content, though, right? You know,
it's better than not. Yeah, dude, that's a step forward in the right direction. Where is this? Did Obi give you this laptop?
No, I actually got it from Graves. I mean, this computer's 2014, so I mean, it's got a bit of age on it. It's heavy as a bitch. It's a touch screen. Not that I really give a fuck about any of that.
Who the fuck does that? Who's it on Facebook like?
Oh, I wish I could click on someone's face. I wish I could physically push my finger to their face to click on them.
So can I give a story that doesn't have a very good ending, but it involves boomer women that work for the government?
Well, it doesn't have a good start either, but go ahead.
All right,
I feel like that was too easy. That was too easy.
I opened myself out to that one. So I had some work done on the car, and they're like, okay, you need to have your car registered, or else we won't look at your car. So they won't look at my car to have inspected. Well, you can't get it registered unless you have the proof of insurance. So, what came first, the chicken or the egg, or it's like the long fucking thing. So I go into the town office, and there's this boomer bitch, and she comes up. And here's the thing: it's the difference between the private sector and the public. The private sector is all about customer service because it's like, oh shit, like we really want you as a customer. Like,
yeah,
hello, what can I do for you?
Absolutely.
Oh, what can I do? The public, the government's like, what the fuck do you want? Okay, great, but it doesn't give a shit because you can't like.
Why should I give it to you? Prove to me why I should give it to you. That's what the government says. Yeah. It's they always act like you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? So there's this bitch who's like even at the library. I've got great library stories, but she comes over and she's like, "Hello, how may I help you today? Hello, what can I do for you?" And I'm like, "All right, so yeah, I'd like to have my car registered. Can I do that here?" Well, you can if you did it last year. And her head's like shaking and bobbing like that, like you all fucking idiot. And then I go, "Oh, okay. Now, so what do I need to register my car?" Because, on the down low, I don't read into this shit because I think it's fucking extortion, so I don't really know about. So what do I need to do to register my car? Yeah, and she went like an engine that was sputtering. She was like, you need your insurance to register your car. I'm like, oh shit, that's not my wallet. But I know I can go across to will you guys accept like the insurance information on like an 8x12 piece of paper? Does it have to be the card? What? Like what? I'm like, well, do you have to have the card, or can I? I don't know. I mean, if it has to be, she was like physically. She had a physical reaction to my question, and it ended with this. Because me, I'm a passive person outside of podcasting. But it ended with this. Oh well, in that case, maybe I can just go because the library's across the street. Okay, so maybe I'll just print it out and I'll be right back. I don't know if they do that. Do what? I don't know if they do that. What
I don't
the
know
fuck?
if they
Are you retarded?
Do you know what a library is?
So that was the last straw, and I'm like, yeah, I fucking think they do that. So I went across the street. I printed out the piece of paper from my insurance information. I walked back, and I couldn't help myself. I was like, hey, guys, just for your records, the library was able to make a print. We have the technology. It's called a printer. And she was pissed, dude. Everybody else thought it was funny, but she was real pissed. So we her back got straight. She was, okay, great. Well, now I know for the future. Yeah,
in the future, now I know.
That the fucking library can make a print, you bitch. And she goes like, "How much?" And then she tried to play it off like she wasn't being snarky. Like she just, he didn't know that the library can print. So she goes, did it cost money? And I swear,
money?
I've got it recorded too, and I should let you listen to some of it. But anyway, I go, yeah, it cost 15 cents, like at every other library in America. Verbatim quote, dude. She was pissed as hell. Oh man, but that's she did not anticipate me giving her a lip because I'm supposed to be afraid of them because they're the government, they have power. And I'm like, she just kept pissing me off with her snarky attitude. And when she did the whole thing, like, I don't know if the library will do that. Like, what? Fucking print? What the fuck? All right, that's enough. But yeah, it's like that. It's like that. Go ahead.
Hello, public library. Are these books just for display, or am I allowed to read them? Those encyclopedias are beautiful. I wish I could touch them. Fucking retard.
I hate her so much.
I feel like that's every government employee.
Well, it's at the library too. Librarian. If you work at the library, functionally you're unemployed. Basically, you get money to do nothing. So I go up to the library of the city where I work, and there's a main line, and people they have their questions or whatever, and they're being helped. And I get to the line, and I go, "Oh, hi, I'd like to use a computer, please." And then someone like two steps away, like a shoulder length away, is like, "Yeah, we do that over here," and like slaps the table like that.
This
like,
is at the library?
Sign up over here at the library. And then I stand there and I look like, this is a joke. No, she was serious, and she didn't move like, come over here to me. And called me like a dog. Like, hey,
fuck that.
Over here. This is where you sign up for the library. And she like, why are you so passionate about the line that people get in to write their name on a piece of paper to use a computer?
Well, it's like, what the fuck else does she have to do with her fucking life? All she has to do is make sure when people come in, they put their name on that little fucking special piece of paper. That's what I do. I work at the library. I don't know why I've given her such like a fucking accent.
That's the way they are.
I work at the public library, and I take care of the people that sign up for the computers. Okay? You better not come in my library and trying to sit at a computer without me knowing. Got that?
I hate the library. The guy in the library, dude, the library is a waste of time. It's inefficient. It's terrible. The people there are terrible.
Oh, man. So, not to go ahead. You finish.
No, go ahead.
Well, I've had a lot of conversations with Zandy lately, and I've talked about Zandy many times before because he's kind of that weird liberal guy. He's all about guns and the Second Amendment. Like, he's all about free speech. Like, he's not really. He said, Nazis have a right to their fucking say, just like everyone else, just because of, so he's kind of a weird liberal in that sense.
Yeah.
But we got in like a heated debate over fucking libraries. He likes his library.
You're currently listening to the best podcast in the whole fucking universe. Decentralize Now.
Gentlemen, I want to introduce this. If you haven't heard this, if you're poor, there's hope for you. If you are a poor child in America, Joe Biden has a message for you. It's hope and we're going to play it right now, okay? All right, here you go.
Well, nearly all of the 2020 Democratic presidential candidates are in Iowa this week for the state fair, but it's Biden's speech last night that's making headlines, and some of what he said about education while speaking to the Asian and Latino coalition in Des Moines.
You should challenge these students. We should challenge students in these schools to have advanced placement programs in these schools. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it. We think, no, we're going to dumb it down. They can do anything anybody else can do.
Okay, we're back.
Dude,
It's true.
it's so fucking like he tries so hard to catch himself. Like he tries so hard to catch himself. If you know, he said poor kids just have just as much of a, or they're just as intelligent as white kids. Wealthy kids, Asian kids, black kids, kids of color, all sorts of people. Like, no, dude, you hesitated for way too long. We all heard it. Like,
oh my God.
Oh, it's beautiful. I can't wait for him to win the nomination and go against Trump. That is going to be the best time. Oh my God. The podcast is going to go to fucking like Vindicated. We're going to make so much fucking money when that happens, dude, because I'm going to have so much shit to say. I will. Oh man.
God.
Fun times are ahead.
He's apparently made a whole lot of other gaffes. Have you heard some of the other ones?
Other what?
A gaff is like a word of like him saying something really stupid. Did you hear the one for him about in Iowa? He was in Iowa recently. I'll just read it out. Here's one. This is a quote from him. He's in Iowa, and he's saying, like, we believe in good versus evil. Yeah, we believe in this versus this. Yeah, we believe in truth over facts. Yeah! Truth over facts. I'm going to put the quote in there. Hold on. I'll put the...
we believe in truth over facts. What the fuck? God, man. It's like... I hear people say Trump says dumb shit all the time, and I'm like, Biden? Like, what the fuck? You like this motherfucker. This is one of your presidential nominees.
Did you hear what he had to say about Indians at 7-Eleven? This is Joe Biden talking about Indians at 7-Eleven. Let me play this, dude. Hold on a second. So basically, he's in Delaware,
right.
And this is when he's like campaigning.
Okay.
And I just sent you the other link there. So this Indian man comes up and is like, "Hey, thank you, Mr. Biden, for all that you've done for my people, coming into America." He's like, "Great, there's so many Indian people here in Delaware." I tell you, it's like you can't go to a 7-Eleven or a convenience store without somebody have a slight Indian accent.
In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking. Oh, gigantic.
Oh my God. Please let him win the fucking nomination. Oh my God. Please. Oh my God. You can't go into a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts without seeing what the fuck. See, talking to somebody with a slight Indian accent. What the fuck? You can't write stuff like that. Like, I watch comedies and TV shows and movies all the time. And you just don't see shit like that. You can't write something like that. There's nothing more horribly comedic in the moment than something like that. That's so great. Oh, it's so great.
Do you think he's really racist or is he stupid? Which is it? Is it really like, hey, screw you Indian people. Yeah, Indians are great. I can't go to a 7-Eleven.
Well,
or is he just
his
dumb?
friend's adopted black son would say that he's not racist.
It's like my adopted black son would say. Oh my god!
How much did you pay for that black kid? He stole a black kid. Is Biden racist or stupid? Yes.
He's a racist, stupid man. Did you listen to Truth Over Facts?
I didn't listen to that one.
Yeah, listen to that. Listen to Truth Over Facts. We can you edit it out in post, but that's a great one. What's most hilarious is like the idiots in the crowd. They're what's really funny.
Division. We choose science over fiction. We
Science
choose
over
truth
fiction.
over facts.
Truth over
So
facts.
folks, if you're interested, join me. I could use the help. We choose truth over facts. We choose truth over facts. We choose.
It's just really slowly going, we choose truth over facts. Like it keeps saying it over and over again, slowing it down. Oh my God. We believe in truth over facts. The earth is flat. Biden seems like he would be a flat earther.
Well, there's the thing with Biden. I see what I see in Biden is the same thing with Clinton. When I go online, and I'm in a lot of liberal servers, I'm in socialist servers, no one's like, oh man, I'm on the Biden train. Biden's going to get there and make a difference. Like, no one's saying that. It's Yang, it's Tulsi, it's all these other people. And the same thing, I'll let you finish. The same thing happened with Bernie last time. It was, everybody was on the Bernie brain. They were Bernie bros, on the Bernie train, but the establishment wanted Clinton. And that's what's going on right now. Go ahead.
No, that just exactly what you said. It's just weird that you brought that up because I was talking about that today with Zandy. I said, if I truly believe, and I didn't like Bernie, I still don't like Bernie. I said, today, I truly believe that if Bernie had won the nomination, that if his party had not fucked him over, that if Clinton had not pulled every favor that she's ever fucking, called in favors everywhere, she wouldn't have won that nomination, and we wouldn't have Trump for president because everybody loved Bernie. Even people that weren't really like, I guess, Democrat were like, they liked Bernie.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Well, I mean, he does talk a lot about dealing with corruption, and that I think appeals to a lot of people. I think that appeals even to some people on the right. Like there are a lot of people on the right wing that advocate for social policies because let's screw up these bankers, let's get rid of the pharmaceutical companies and shit like that. And I think there are a lot of right wingers that are down.
You know what's actually worse than the pharmaceutical companies?
What?
Because medicine has to go through a lot of, and I'm not trying to be like pro-regulation and shit here or anything like that. Medicine has to go through a lot of trials, has to be around for a while. There has to be semi-extensive research on medicine before it can go out into the public. And even then, it constantly gets recalled because the research is still as minimal as possible. They want to get it out there and make money on it as fast as possible. But what's worse than the pharmaceuticals is actually the medical device companies. The ones that make like fake hips or I don't know. They're always getting recalled. They're always going. I heard a story just the other day. Guy got his knee replaced, no problem. Other knee went bad. They went to replace it. They used a defective, recalled kneecap, or whatever they use for like kneecaps, I guess, when they replace them. And he got a lot of infections. He went through a lot of trouble. Like it was a big deal. It was a big ordeal, and he still had to pay $4,000 to get his knee fixed when it was all said and done.
Yeah, but I mean, there's, I guess, two things to that. Like, shit's gonna happen. We take this one example, and it's like, fuck this company that's probably given thousands of people the ability to walk. I mean, shit happens. You know what I mean? It's not like, yes, your problem is terrible. You need to be, and I can even say maybe in that situation, in a very high, if it can be demonstrated that his illness was caused by the company, absolutely sue the company and they should pay for it. But I don't think that makes these companies evil.
You constantly see stuff on the TV. If this happened to you or you use this and this happened to you, call for. I mean, that stuff happens a lot. But to your point, that is true. it helped all these people, and there's one case where it went bad.
And it's interesting. Bernie Sanders is actually on the Joe Rogan podcast, and that's what he was talking about. He was like,
Really?
"Hey, it's terrible. These pharmaceutical companies, these insurance companies, they make all this money, and it's all about profit." And I'm like, I just getting in. We have this culture where it's bad to make profit. It's bad to make money. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's great, because one of the things that these companies will do is they'll make stupid amounts of money and they'll throw it into research and development. And like, okay, people are going to dedicate their lives to studying, the human foot or something like that, because they might be able to make a lot of money off of it if they're successful. If that's taken over by the government and there's no profit motive, who the fuck's going to want to devote their life to, studying the human foot? So like it's that profit motive that brings people to do that. So I think that's a way we can harness this natural force of greed, which I think is in many cases good, towards a social end, which is, creating this way to replace people's feet or whatever.
I mean, I don't disagree with keeping the fucking government out of it and everything like that, but I mean, just to be solely driven by profit, and not, a lot of these things are insurance driven, and they're what the doctors recommend, and people don't research, they don't know, they take what the doctor says to heart, or they don't have an option by the insurance. The insurance says this is what you have to have put in,
exactly,
even though it's a piece of shit compared to what you could get for a couple extra $1,000, but you don't have that, and we're not going to cover it.
Exactly.
I get off track.
No, it's good. It's a good discussion. Here's one of the things. I don't think Bernie Sanders is wrong. I think those are real concern. But it's like, okay, Bernie, you've identified the problem. What's the solution? Well, it's
sorry.
Let me finish this point, and then you can hit back. So, okay, the problem is that there's really powerful people in the private sector controlling healthcare. So the solution is to take healthcare and put it into the hands of really powerful people in the public sector. Like that's not going to fucking. And I think that's the problem with socialists and libertarians. Libertarians view the free market as, holy and righteous, and socialists view the government as holy and righteous.
Yeah.
And I think the reality is that people are fucked up, and because they're fucked up, we need to decentralize now, because I don't want these evil, self-interested people having large amounts of control over my life. I think that's just the best scenario.
Free the people, free the markets. Decentralize now.
Is it true that the healthcare only used to be able to be run by nonprofit organizations? Is that true?
I don't know. I live close. Well, I won't say where I live, but I have family members that are in Canada, and they're always talking shit about America's healthcare system, because they could have open heart surgery and not pay anything for it. So I guess that's not terrible. I guess the downside to that is you'll get put on a long waiting list. So hopefully you'll survive long enough until you can go to the doctor, because A, it's not as profitable to be a doctor, so there aren't as many doctors, and B, because everybody can go, they're slammed full of people. You know what I mean? Whereas in America, you have to pay for it, or you have to have a health insurance plan. But you can walk in tomorrow, if you wanted to, and get seen. It just might cost more. So I think, why not? Why not give people the option of, paying more for a doctor? Why not do that? And if you can't afford it, well, hey, there's a way we can afford it. It's called, an insurance policy. And what the socialists did with Obamacare, made the situation so much worse, because in a free market, you're going to want to get as much money out of people as possible. So when they it's the exact same way with car insurance. When they made it mandatory that you're going to pay for this one way or the other, you're going to buy the insurance policy, or we're going to take your money away from you at the end of the year in taxes. It was supposed to make it cheaper. They didn't do that. They raised the deductibles, they raised premiums, because they have you by the balls. That's how the market works, a matter of numbers. So the Obamacare, the socialist intervention didn't help the poor at all. It made it even more difficult. Listen, let the free market handle it, and these companies are going to go, hey, we're going to lose a lot of customers because they can't pay $200 a month.
Well,
we can sell a product for $60 a month.
I had that healthcare shit for a while, and it was cheap. It was the only way I could have it. If I hadn't had those options given to me, I couldn't have had health insurance, and then I would have gotten fined anyway. You know.
This that idea of
I don't like being extorted for money. You know, because that's what I feel like it was. I didn't want that service. That service was available to me if I wanted to go out and do that before. But being made to go out and like, you have to have this, I just think that's mobster mentality, man.
It is.
I've said that before, you know. Hey, nice store you got here. Be ashamed if something happened to it. You should pay us for protection, you know, or else something's going to happen to you. Which was
going back. I'm interrupting you. No, I'm interrupting you. My bad, dude. Go ahead.
I interrupt you all the time, man. It's fine.
Well, here's the thing. Like that's what vehicle registration is. Like, why am I paying you $400? Because if you don't pay me $400, a man with a gun will pull you over and give you a ticket, and you'll spend money that way. You know, it's absolute extortion. And the state is, what is it? Was it Murray Rothbard or Lou Rockwell? Libertarian trivia. I'm going to say it was Lou Rockwell. Oh, God, screw it. I'm saying it was Murray Rothbard who said that the anatomy... No, it's Lou Rockwell. It's Lou Rockwell. The anatomy of the state is violence. That's what it is. It's violence. You know, the state started when one strong warlord beat the shit out of everybody else and made them his slaves, and now it's gone down to where it is now. Because at the end of the day, if you disobey the state, the way the state gets you to obey is violence. It might not be the first step or the second or the third or the fourth, but at the end of the day, you're getting locked in the cage or you're getting shot.
I don't know, man. Nowadays, it seems like it's kind of the first. Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't understand how... I don't understand the support for our boys in blue bullshit. I don't get that.
It's like this. They keep us safe. I'm being a social person. I'm a good person. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, sir.
Oh, no, I didn't know where I was going after that. So
I got in an argument with somebody on Facebook the other day because there was a video of the woman was obviously intoxicated, and she was like kicking the door. I mean, she was being obnoxious, but she wasn't being violent. You know, she was drunk. And like the cop goes in there, and he goes in there so aggressive. Like he goes in there like that at her, you know, like, and she's like, "What's the matter? You treating me like this?" And like he fucking pushes her. Like he puts his hand on her, he pushes her. Like, I mean, she's kind of getting erratic, you know, and she kicks at him, not hard, just like in a drunken like, "Get away from me." This dude fucking like, she's standing up, fucking kicks her in the chest across the fucking cell into the wall. And she's like, "How dare you? What's the matter with you?" And he goes to grab her. She starts fighting. And he just starts fucking like beating her in the face. These are cops. Did that woman need that? And I got in an argument with this guy. He put the video up, and I put, this is the problem with cops. You know, they're violent. Blah, blah, blah. I get a notification that somebody had, put a response up to what I had said. And basically what he was saying is like, she was an adult. She acted inappropriately. And she kind of got what she deserved. So I called him a bootlicking pussy. And he responded with, "I've been arrested numerous times. I'm the furthest thing from it. Blah, 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 blah. I've gotten arrested and I never acted like that." I said, "Oh, yeah, really? I'm a habitual offender myself." That just means, like, you get in trouble, you just go to jail. Just fucking go to jail for 6 months. I think that was what they told me. It was about 6 months or so. Like, I don't know.
Did you really go to jail for 6 months?
I've been to jail like so many fucking times, man. But no, as a habitual offender, there's just like, I guess the leniency for you is very small. You know, they're just you're constantly in trouble kind of a thing. It's been years since I got arrested, but I assume that still stands. Anyway, he said, "She's a grown woman. She should act like it." I said, "He's a fucking officer of the goddamn law. You should fucking act like it."
Act like it. There you go.
Like, who the fuck are you, man?
Well, can you imagine someone trying to like defend that? I think it was. Did we record that video, that audio? He gave like a woman a ticket.
Tased
some,
the
like,
fuck out of her?
Yeah, tased her. They had like a high-speed chase. She did not give a fuck. She fought the cop.
It wasn't
She had
even
to
a
get
high-speed
tased
chase.
twice.
She pulled across the parking lot. She, like, slowly rolled away, like, fuck you, I didn't do anything wrong. He's like, get out of the car.
Oh,
No!
man.
Ma'am, get out of the car.
Leave me
No, I didn't do
alone!
nothing wrong. Leave me alone. And then she just slowly, like, the car just goes.
I guess, like, what if you're a cop, what would you do? So you're giving someone a ticket, and they say no. Well, you're putting me in a position where I have to enforce the law, and at the end of the day, the way I enforce the law is violence. So did she force his hand? Like, because, hey, if you sign the ticket, you pay the $80, that sucks, but you didn't get tased twice, and you're not going to jail. You know what I mean? So is there?
Do you think when she got to jail, she still refused to sign anything?
No. How do you plead? I don't plead anything. I want you to leave me alone.
It's fucking stupid, though. I mean, I mean, really, like, I get what you're saying. I really do.
But I'm just playing devil's advocate.
But it's like, is this really a criminal? Did you really need to tase her and pull her out of the car and slam her to the ground? I mean, really? You feel like a big man about that? That's what you went to fucking school to become a fucking cop for 2 weeks?
God. I think in that audio, like, you can tell, and in the video too, she's kind of smiling and laughing. I think she thought, like, oh, I'm cute, he's gonna let me go. No, hon, like, hey, Suge, like, we're friends here. You go, okay, man, well, I'll let you go this time. Nah. I think she thought she could just get away with it. I didn't think she was gonna get tased twice.
Don't fuck with the cops. They can't wait to tase you. You know?
Dude.
But yeah, I mean, she pushed it. She definitely pushed
it. Dude, you should. Here's a video for you. Push it real good, and then her, like, pushing the cops to make her get tased or whatever. Push it. Push it. Leave me alone. Get on the ground.
Decentralize Now.
So, Tony Robbins, for those of you who don't know, he is a speaker. You've probably seen his ads. I mean, he's a guru, motivational speaker. And to his credit, he's a good speaker. He doesn't really say anything deep. He just makes it sound deep. It's stuff like, the way to get success is to never stop reaching for your goals. Like, yeah, it's not wrong, but it's like, it's just kind of platitude-y. But hey, whatever, man. If it helps people, it helps people. His latest book was canceled. The publisher dropped it. Nothing to do with the book, but apparently in the 80s, Tony Robbins said nigger. And because he said nigger over 2 decades ago, his book can't be published because it's the unforgivable sin. Like, if you say, it doesn't matter. So can you just play that video and tell me if you think it was offensive or not?
All right, I got the video here. I'll play it here. Did you hear what Tracy Morgan said about what's her face? The old white lady, the old cooking white lady?
No, what he said.
Paula Deen.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear what he said about Paula Deen? He said, He said, I don't trust an old white lady that old that they ain't thrown the N-word around a few times.
Oh, man, yeah. Play the audio. There's some, like, dance music at first.
I'd skip that.
As long as somebody's called you
Oh,
nigger,
cool,
and you get that kind of response I see in you right now, where you're ready to explode, then what you've done is given that person absolute control of you. You have no control in your life. You are still a slave.
Holy shit!
I said you are.
But
You are.
Nothing else. And I said I'd like to have you
the
free.
idea. Oh, if you're listening, hold on.
Oh, yeah, I still listen. Hold on.
I'm free and I'm white. So why don't you pretend that we're going to get you free right now? And I suggest here's the way to do it. Everyone stand up. Trust me just for a moment. Pretend I'm black. I get them to stand up, right? Now I'll stand up. I said, now you guys just do what I do just for a minute if you really want to be free and if you want to have some fun. So let's try this. I stood up and I said, okay, follow me. Do what I say what I say, move the way I move. I'm a nigger, you're a
Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, he really like ran that fucking into the ground. Good god. Hey, it got a reaction. Let me just keep saying it.
Well,
Good
you know,
god.
his point was like, don't let words have power for you. If someone's calling you a bad word, just like embrace it and be like, yeah, whatever. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I don't think it was a bad message, and I don't think it makes. This is the dream. This is the American dream that I have. You know, some people want to come to this country and start a business. Some people want to come to this country and own a home. I want to be in this country and say nigger and not lose my job. That's like the dream, because that, like, who was offended by that? He didn't say anything wrong. Do you think? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something here, but I think in the context of that, he's saying, don't be a pussy. Don't let words like fucking ruin you. Don't let other people have power over you. It was a great message.
I'm all against that shit, dude. Like, I mean, say whatever the fuck you want, dude. Words are just words. If you're gonna let words upset you, then I just feel like you're a weaker person for it, you know? Take power away from words. People
Exactly.
Like, my parents, like, I talk like a sailor, man. My parents are always like, don't use language like that. I'm like, why the fuck not? You know, like, it doesn't bother me. I have to be careful around my daughter not to use language like this,
Right.
because, you know, I'm not supposed to. But if she's like, oh, what an asshole, and she uses it correctly, I'm going to be like, yeah, that dude's an asshole. You're right. You know, like, that does not bother me. I don't know. I think being offended over words, there's so many other things that are great to get offended over. Words just seem like a waste of time.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that was his point. His point was, don't let other people have power over you. You know, because if all it takes is for me to say the N-word and you're going to flip your lid, I have power over you. So don't let other people have power. That's a great message. And this guy lost a book deal because of that, because the socialists, the left, are just hungry. They're hungry for their next victim. Oh, you said a bad word. Oh, look how powerful we are. We can ruin your career.
Well, it's
You know
like,
what I mean?
everyone wants a resolution to things that happened a long time ago, and really the only way to get past it and work together is just fucking let it go. Just move the fuck on. Let's just all be Americans.
I was listening to NPR, aka Communist Radio, and it was all about how racism in America, racism in America, racism.
Oh, they
in
love to
America.
talk about that shit on NPR.
Oh, fucking Jesus! And it was a Latino woman, and she was going on about how, like, it's this, you know, she wishes she could speak Spanish, and she wishes that other people would give her more of an opportunity to express her culture. And I'm like, my statues are coming down. I can't wave my ancestors' flag or I'll get beat in public, but I have to bend over backwards to give you extra room? Fuck that shit.
It's bullshit.
Fuck that shit.
It's not freedom. It's not about coming together. It's not about giving people a fucking chance. Like, none of this stuff with opening the borders and letting these people in has nothing to do with, like, it's the right thing to do. No, those are voters for you.
Yeah, exactly right. That's exactly right.
And that's all it is. And you've gotten scared of the Republican Party because they're nominating and electing people like fucking Trump, and they're fucking winning. And that scares that fucking party. Mm-hmm. And it probably should. I mean, if that doesn't, you know, I don't know. I feel like there's so much corruption.
They have thrown everything they. Oh my God! It's but they have done everything they can to stop Trump, and it's just like he's like Conan the Barbarian or something. Like every dragon, the Russia thing. With Charlottesville didn't work. People are still mad after. You know.
I love that how the. Go. What's up?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a hot take here. What do you think about El Paso and Dayton?
Honestly, I don't know, man. It seems a little fucking fishy to me. I mean, that's... The timing is weird. Just I don't know, man. What do you think? I don't necessarily believe that it's genuine.
I think it's a psyop. I don't know about Dayton, but I think El Paso was a psyop. Take a look at the guy's picture they put on he's like this nerdy, cringy, his face is like dented, and it's like, oh, this is a disgusting guy. But then you look at the pictures of him in Walmart, and he's got
Yes.
upper body. He looks like a tough dude. And the picture of him's like a wimp. So the picture doesn't. Number two, they show his Twitter account was like it was stupid, it was rambling, it was incoherent. But then this stupid idiot can apparently write a manifesto. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just that's fucking convenient.
The day of the fucking shooting, his fucking his accounts and stuff changed drastically from the normal stuff that he was posting.
He started the Twitter account recently, and he put his Twitter handle was his first and last name. Who the fuck does that? Someone who wants to be found.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I don't think, I think, and the media, Charlottesville, whether you like the alt-right or not, they were attacked. They had a right to be there. They had a permit for demonstrate using their First Amendment rights, and the media was ready to pounce and put it on Trump.
Fuck yeah.
And that's exactly what happened after El Paso. Trump is responsible for this. It's a setup. It's a psyop. And and I'll end with this, but I feel like I'm on a roll. Like the CIA has done shit like MK Ultra. They've done mind control experiments, and that's what's fucking going on with this. So that's what
Absolutely.
I think.
There's no way there's not. It's this fucking horse shit, dude. Like, this stuff always happens at the most convenient moment for what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're gonna eat this up, man. This is all a plea for the fucking Democrats. Hey, man, we're probably not gonna win this election. Fucking shooting, like, it always happens at the most convenient moment for the Democrats. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? It's
when they start to drop, you gotta drop.
It's like this shit's not even creative anymore. It's like gun Walmart.
If it was not the same person, if it was the same guy, Twitter account was the actual, he was at least influenced by the FBI and the CIA, because the media was ready. Like they were ready to talk about it. And here's another thing: when these shootings happen, the media is very, very intentional about not giving out manifestos because they don't want it to spread. So they sometimes they won't even give them. But with this shooting, it was, oh, hey, here's a link to it. Here's a link to it.
True.
Oh, it's white nationalism. What's Donald words that Donald Trump uses? It's a fucking psyop. The best case scenario is that it was real, but the Democrats were thinking this is the greatest thing that could have ever happened. Let's just exploit it. And but I don't think that's what happened. I think it was.
I don't ever believe this shit when it happens. I just don't believe it. It's a pattern. It's not even like something different happens, you know? Like, they do the same shit every few years. It's a fucking pattern.
And the Daily Stormer dropped a lot of information on it. And the day of the shooting, the Daily Stormer website got shut down. It's the most censored publication in human history. Andrew Anglin has had his website kicked out of like every domain for every country. He's got to his own domains and shit like that. They did not want anyone anywhere. This was a psyop. Andrew Anglin of the Daily Stormer had an article on how it was a psyop. Boom. He was offline. Luckily, he's back online because you cannot stop this motherfucker. But yeah, it was planned. It was some fucking planned shit.
What kind of crazy things will our heroes talk about next? Stay tuned to find out.
Let me tell you this story. So I was having a debate with my mom about religion. And it was fun. You know what I mean? And she was like, one time, I'm going to tell you the power of God, okay? One time, I was in the oratory. And
what's an oratory?
An oratory is a spiritual retreat center. Okay. We were praying.
I love that you kept her voice to tell me.
The Holy Spirit was giving us names that we didn't know to pray for. I would say Bill. I would say Samantha. And then out of nowhere, the Holy Spirit told me to say, I pray for Saddam Hussein. And I prayed for Saddam Hussein.
How'd that work out?
Just the idea of my mom, like, seriously, Saddam Hussein, saying that out loud, and everyone, like, unironically, and being like, wow, that's deep. Yeah, he needs prayer.
Stacy, Bill, did that chick just say Saddam Hussein? What the fuck?
I mean, if we're going like that, let's just, Richard Simmons.
The good Lord tells you the names to pray for. So you just think up fucking random names and say it. Okay, got it.
Oh, she said Saddam Hussein, and she was telling me an impressive story, and like, I'm just like holding it in. I'm like, oh my god.
Was that a way to like convince you to go back to church or something?
Wow.
Hey, hey, Kim, you need to go back to church. Let me tell you a story about what I prayed about Saddam Hussein. How did that come up?
I said that, like, I wasn't satisfied with my job, and then it was like, and they're like, oh, so if you're not satisfied with your job, why don't you become a Christian? Because then you'll find a purpose. That's essentially the argument. They don't phrase it like that, because then I brainwash sheep like you know. But that's it. Like, if you be a Christian, maybe you could be like a missionary. Wouldn't that be fun? You could do like a church job. That's kind of cool. It'd be so fun. And I just I want to believe something because it's true, not because I get to do cool shit.
Yeah, what's up? Hey kids, how's it going? Jesus, it's cool. Steve, you got my paycheck? Stay off drugs. Have a nice day.
And then what did Moses do? Well, I tell you, but I got to get out of here at 4:30.
I could tell you, but that's going to be another $7.50.
And then what did Moses do? Well, premium rewards members would know, Tommy. You have to get behind the paywall to get the New Testament.
Oh my god. That's fucking awesome.
Oh man. So I used to think in terms of economic, because these people are not cheap. A mainline pastor makes money. But they're
a mainline pastor? Is that like a heroin addict pastor?
Mainline means like, so like Presbyterian Baptist, like a major denomination.
Okay.
They make money. They'll have like pensions set up, $250,000 pension. Can you imagine being like, you're getting $250,000 just to go fuck off? It's great. I mean, it's good. There's a lot of money in that. And I used to think these people are a protected class of society. Like, they're not. What do they do to get that money? They're not creating any wealth. They're just taking wealth. But then I said, that's not true. They do create wealth. They create wealth for their employer, which is the church. They create wealth because they keep the people coming to church every Sunday and tithe. So they actually do create wealth, but it's not for the community. It's for the church, which is essentially a corporation.
Or themselves. Or themselves and their own corporation.
Yeah, both and. I mean, the church is essentially a corporation that isn't taxed. Now, I'm not in favor of taxation, but to you, if you start taxing people's $250,000 Jesus pensions, people aren't going to feel the call as much to go. I mean, it's insane. They can hold property. All the money they get is tax-free. It's totally a protected class.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't get it. What do you think of the What do you think of the fair tax?
Yeah, tell me more about that.
Here, the Fair Tax Act would apply a tax once at the point of purchase on all new goods and services for personal consumption. The proposal also calls for a monthly payment to all family households of lawful U.S. residents as an advance rebate or prebate of tax on purchases up to a poverty level.
I don't know. I still don't like it. I don't think it's. I don't like it. I don't wrong with purchasing things. I wouldn't want to put an impediment on purchasing things. I think the only tax that would be worthwhile is a land tax, because without a land tax, Disney can just buy up the entire state of Kentucky and run like a fascist government because it's private property now, so they can do whatever they want. I think there should be some sort of impediment to people owning land they don't really intend on developing or using. But other than that, I can't really think of a good tax.
I kind of look at, like, in theory, I don't have any problem. I was thinking, there's shit you don't need, You don't need to buy alcohol. You don't need to buy cigarettes.
Yeah,
like a
but
tax on those types of things. I mean,
who's to tell you don't need that? Like, it's my money. I want to buy it. They did that here in the state of they just raised taxes on cigars, and it pisses me off. I buy cigars. Why do I have to foot the bill for my hobby? Well, his hobby is comic books, but you didn't raise a tax on comic books. You raised a tax on cigars.
I mean, it's kind of a glutton tax. It's like a glutton tax, I think. That's what they kind of call those things.
And let's be gluttons. I mean, we worked hard so that we can have this society. Let's fucking enjoy it.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong with purchasing these products, but I think there's something wrong with owning lots of land that could be people, but you're not using it. So use it, okay, but you're going to have to pay for all these other people who could be productive, but you're displacing them. I don't
think I agree with that.
No, why don't you agree with that? This will be good. No, can we do this bit, or are you too tired?
No, if that's my fucking land, why the fuck? Well, because I'm not doing anything with it. Who's for you to say how much land is appropriate for me to be doing something with? And if you're really going to be a dick and be like, you're not doing anything with it, I'm just going to go to the fucking extreme fucking maximum of what you fucking tell me and put a fucking shed, a little fucking windmill thingy up. Well, I'm fucking getting this is my wind energy field. Like, go fuck yourself, that's dumb.
Because that's it. Okay, so you're upset that we don't like all this oil drilling or all this offshore drilling on the beach.
Yeah,
okay, well, what's to keep ESSO from buying the entire coast? They have the money, and then, well, we don't want you doing that. Well, fuck you. It's my land. I bought it. So there has to be some sort of impediment from these corporations that has stupid money from just buying. I'm not talking about like 100 acres, like a whole state. Like Disney could buy fucking Rhode Island or some stupid shit, and then you have a fucking problem.
Episode 1 of Season 2 is complete! Fuck yeah! We're excited to have you guys. We're excited to be recording again. We'll have Episode 2 releasing this Tuesday. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on Discord. We're on a lot of platforms right now. We're building a big community. We hope you guys join, subscribe, and give us your feedback, because we really want to know what you guys think. Don't forget, new episodes every Friday, and don't forget to check us out on Tuesdays for those special Throwback Tuesday episodes. And remember, August 30th on the Facebook and the YouTube, we'll be doing a special live broadcast episode. You guys don't want to miss that. You'll get to interact with us while we're recording. We'll get to answer questions. We'll get to maybe touch on some topics you guys want to talk about. It should be a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, this has been Busted and Chemtrail from Decentralize Now. Thanks for listening.